more democratic world. They were feminists because they believed women faced disadvantages as a sex, a perspective not widely shared in their day, and they sought to end those disadvantages. Yet they wanted more than equality between men and women. They wanted a world where all women and men could thrive. To capture their multi-stranded politics, I refer to them throughout the text as full rights or social democratic feminists. I adopt the modifier full rights, their phrase, to foreground their desire for the full array of rights and their belief that civil and political rights are intertwined with social and economic. Real equality, they judged, must be substantive, universal, and multidimensional. I place them in the social democratic tradition because they held fast to economic and political democracy, sought to curb the power of elites, and believed progress must be social. Yet full rights feminists and their social democratic politics turn up under different labels as For the Many moves through the 20th century. Socialist or progressive in the early decades, New Deal liberal or social democrat in the middle decades, and left liberal democrat or democratic socialist in the 1960s and after. Some labels persist. Others drop by the wayside. I adopt these and other labels when appropriate, but not without trepidation. Our political labels, past and present, are frustratingly imprecise and change meaning over time. Nor do such labels adequately convey the complexity, contradictions, or dynamism of the politics of individual people or of the communities in which they lived and worked. But whatever their label, the central figures in For the Many shared a desire for a more egalitarian, democratic world, and they fashioned institutions, laws, and social policies in the United States and abroad to realize those aspirations. This is a book about women's politics, but it is not just about women. Men, too, advance the ideas recounted here, and at times proved indispensable allies. The women in For the Many organized alongside men in grassroots movements for democracy and social justice. They also joined with like-minded men in various political parties. Before the 1930s, full rights feminists could be found as often in the progressive, socialist, or Republican parties as in the Democratic. But after the transformation of the Democratic Party in the 1920s, a revolution led by women, they operated largely within the New Deal framework and saw the Democratic Party as the principal political vehicle carrying forward their broad egalitarian aspirations. From the 1930s to the 1970s, coterminous with the heyday of American social democracy, they pursued their aims in the elite governing spaces usually reserved for men, serving as cabinet officers, members of Congress, high-ranking diplomats, and delegates to intergovernmental assemblies. At the same time, they continued to bolster democratic labor and civic organizations outside of government, believing pressure from below kept states responsive to the majority. Full rights feminists were not always at home in male-dominated political realms or movements, nor were they always welcomed. Men were adversaries as well as allies. Women were denied political rights both before and after the enactment of the 19th Amendment prohibiting voting restrictions on the basis of sex. Equally frustrating, male-led parties and movements ignored women's voices, underplayed the disadvantages women faced as a sex, and mistook masculine norms and aspirations as universal. In response, female activists organized separately.